I became a furry YouTuber in my 50s. I will tell you what I've learned coming up next. What? No, I'm in here. I'm in the studio. No, I'm not doing any poodling. That was last week's video. Oh. Hello. I'm Fenric the Forgotten Wolf, and I'm going to tell you about things I've learned after becoming a furry YouTuber in my 50s. But before we get into that, hello, my name is Fenric. I am the Forgotten Wolf. I am a brand new furry and a brand new YouTuber. I think I'm going to keep calling myself a brand new furry and a brand new YouTuber until I've crossed the 1 year mark. All right, before we get into today's topic, I have a couple of housekeeping items. One of them is just to mention a few things about my previous video about the Anthrocon fursuit parade rules controversy. Now, I got some of the rules a little bit wrong in that video, and I actually posted a pinned comment to kind of mention it. I'm just mentioning it here because I really don't like when creators make a video and they clearly get stuff wrong and everybody tells them they get stuff wrong and they never go back and correct anything. I mean, at least post a comment or something. So, anyway, look, what I have to say about that is that regardless of anything else, I think everybody is just taking that way too seriously. Anthrocon is taking things too seriously by putting those types of rules in place to begin with, and we are taking things too seriously by making a bunch of drama about it. So, at the end of the day, Anthrocon, you do you. And if you are super offended by the new fursuit parade rules that have been put into effect, well, I would submit to you maybe try a smaller, more laid-back con. And therefore, I would like to personally thank Anthrocon 2025 for giving all us furry YouTubers something to make videos complaining about. But I'm moving on from that. All right. I am going to take a minute here and send a shout out to Alex at OneAndOnlyCostumes. OneAndOnlyCostumes, my furry friends, is the fursuit maker that made my head, my fursuit partial. And Alex over at OneAndOnlyCostumes has cracked the code, my furry friends, and discovered the secrets of how to provide quality handmade fursuit partials at a cost that is much lower than you might think. So if you are looking for a pre-made fursuit partial or you want something custom, go check out OneAndOnlyCostumes. I promise you won't regret it. There is a link in the description. Full disclosure, it is an affiliate link. I might earn a commission if you buy something through there. I also have a discount code for you where you can get 5% off. There it is. It's also in the description. All right, so big shout out to Alex at OneAndOnlyCostumes. I probably would not even be a furry YouTuber if it weren't for them. All right. Okay. Do you want to know what I have learned after becoming a furry YouTuber in my 50s? Well, of course you do. Why else would you be here? So let's just dive right in, shall we? All right, so I am going to do the typical YouTube video countdown of 5 things I learned. But before we get to the actual things, it's true. I am over 50. I became a furry when I was 54, and I became a YouTuber. I became a YouTuber maybe about a month before my birthday, before I turned 55. So I am 55, y'all. Yes, I am an old wolf. I am an old Woof. I am just an old wolf, y'all. I am just an old wolf. Yes. I was going to tell you before I got started with the 5 things that I've learned, how I actually ended up becoming a YouTuber, because I didn't become a furry thinking that I would become a furry YouTuber. It just kind of happened. So I have been a consumer of YouTube since close to the very beginning. And I would say for a very long time now, if there is something on my television, it is more likely than not to be YouTube versus any other streaming service or TV or anything. So I watch a lot of YouTube. I have watched a lot of YouTube for years. And I have been thinking to myself for years about possibly starting a YouTube channel. Now, you could probably tell by what you can probably see behind me here, what, some of my other hobbies might happen to be. So I always had this idea to sort of start a YouTube channel in that space. But you see, if you have been watching my channel for a while, then you will know that I have talked before about being very self-conscious about my looks at this point in my life. I mean, I probably look like what you'd expect a person of my age to look like, I guess. But yeah, so I never wanted to be on camera on YouTube. So what happened is once you become a furry, if you don't already have a Telegram account, then you end up making one. And if you are a furry watching this, then you already understand that, like, if you're a furry, you're pretty much on Telegram. So, so I got on Telegram, and of course on Telegram, you can send videos back and forth in the chat. So I was having a chat with a lovely furry one evening, and we were sending videos back and forth of us just like speaking our messages to each other. Like, I don't know why we didn't just do a video call. Instead, we were sending the videos back and forth. But I was in here in the studio and kind of like doing jokes and stuff, like sitting at the console. And when I watched those videos back later, I kind of had this moment where I went, oh, that joke one could even be like a YouTube video. And in fact, there is one thing posted on my YouTube channel that actually came from that night. I am not going to say what it is, but it was not specifically filmed for YouTube. If you think you know which one it is, let me know in the comments. Moving on. So that's kind of how I ended up. A light bulb went off over my head, like on Sesame Street. You know what? So I told you guys how I used to be an actor. I once auditioned for Sesame Street, and they did not pick me because I did not possess the ability to instantly make letters appear above my head. I still can't do that. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so I had that light bulb moment where I was like, well, wait a minute. I've been wanting to do YouTube for a long time and just haven't found the right thing. And then I thought, well, if I'm in the fursuit, I'm not, showing my actual face. And so, like, that, it just kind of all came together. And I made that stupid first video about trying to tell a furry joke. I never actually do tell a good joke in that whole video. It's just kind of me trying to tell a joke. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's move on. Let's move on to the list of the 5 things that I have learned after becoming a furry YouTuber in my 50s. I put my hand. Okay, I thought the back of the chair. I thought the back of the chair was like there, and I put my hand down, and I just fell right over. Oh, okay. Oh, 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 I'm such a pretty wolf. All right, so number 5. Number 5 is people think I'm crazy. So the thing is, it's a little bit of a double whammy being a furry YouTuber over 50. Because first of all, I've become a furry over 50, and second of all, I've become a YouTuber over 50. So, as I already explained, I didn't really become a furry with the intention to be a YouTuber. It's just something that kind of eventually happened. And, I really haven't told that many people when it comes right down to it. But when I have told anyone, primarily the reaction to me being a furry and then going on to say I'm on YouTube is pretty much this. Oh, okay. Did not see that one coming. Yeah, so already I'm getting into something that people think it's kind of crazy for someone of my age to do. But you know what? There are plenty of YouTubers that are my age and older, and I watch a lot of them, and I think it's just fine. But the question is, am I really crazy? I don't know, Fenric. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, Fenric? Well, I don't know, Fenric. Am I crazy? Blah, 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 blah. Moving on. The next thing I learned, number 4, was it's actually kind of hard to find your niche as a furry YouTuber. I have to say that my channel has evolved quite a bit since it started, because my original idea from that original joke that I posted was just to kind of do a furry comedy and kind of edgy, maybe getting into the territory of not safe for work comedy at that. But things sort of started to turn around a little bit, after my first few videos. I started to get a feel for, what I was really going to do with this channel. And eventually came to, you know what, this is very much just kind of like a personal video diary of my journey into the furry fandom as an older person. And once that idea sort of solidified, then it was cool, because I have to tell you, my furry friends, furry YouTube, if you haven't already noticed, is kind of an oversaturated market. There are a lot of furry YouTubers out there. So finding a way that I could be maybe a little bit different and stand out from the crowd just a little bit, that was a little bit difficult. All right. Oh my God, you can see me. Okay. Number 3, something I learned after becoming a furry YouTuber is YouTube is actually kind of hard. I know it looks really easy. Like when you guys watch my videos, it probably just looks like I've recorded everything just right there in front of the camera, and then I just put that out on YouTube, and that's all I have to do, right? Well, no. I guarantee you that if you are watching a video from me that's like 15 minutes, I have probably recorded 2 hours worth of footage for that, because I go back and do things again and again, and sometimes I just say screw it and put it together the way it is. But there is a lot that goes into this, my furry friends. I have had to learn a ton of new skills. I never really did any video editing before starting to do this, and I've had to learn all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it is. Nobody tells you that YouTube is actually hard. Just the physical thing of doing YouTube. And something else that really surprised me, you guys, is that I expend a lot of energy standing here in front of the camera. Like, I can walk around in my fursuit like this for quite a while and I'm fine. But I get in front of the camera and start talking to y'all, and I get really sweaty in this thing. Like it takes way more. I mean, I am just standing here. I'm not even moving around that much, but it takes way more energy than you might actually think. So yeah, doing YouTube is actually kind of hard. And it's definitely hard to stay with the time commitment as well, right? Because I like to try and put a video out every week. It doesn't always work that way because my furry friends, I have a full-time job and that takes up most of my time. So YouTube is just something I do as a hobby. And it's often hard to be able to get enough time just with things in my normal everyday life to be able to put a video out every week. So yeah, it doesn't always happen every week, but the time commitment is definitely one of the things I wasn't really thinking about when I started doing this, because it's kind of like an all the time thing, because you're always like having ideas for videos that I'm, jotting down in a note-taking app and things like that. So yeah, it is hard. It takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of commitment. All right, number 2 is that YouTube can be an emotional roller coaster. And what I mean by that is that, I consider my channel to be very, very small and just like a tiny, tiny little channel. But, a few of my videos have done relatively well. So, I posted a few videos. They were getting like a few hundred views each, and I thought that was pretty good. And then I had one that kind of took off. So over the space of like a couple of videos, I got like 10,000 views in a relatively short amount of time. And I thought, oh boy, this is it. I'm really on a roll. Let's keep making videos. So, the videos I posted after that, just a few hundred views. But, I kept at it, and it's kind of a roller coaster. Sometimes they don't get many views, and sometimes they get thousands of views. That's just the way it goes. And really no knowledge of the YouTube algorithm or what to put in your descriptions and titles and things are really gonna like, it's really just gonna come down to what people are looking to watch at that particular moment in time. So you may have noticed I jumped on the bandwagon with the Anthrocon fursuit parade rules just like every other furry YouTuber did. Yeah, it's a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, especially at my age, right? Because I kind of feel like, hey, I don't really know what I'm doing here on YouTube. I mean, my videos don't even look very well, right? I mean, I'm still learning. And it's very much of a gee, what the hell did I do wrong that this particular video didn't get any views? That's kind of how you feel, and you just have to tell yourself like, okay, it's just the way things are sometimes. So yes, to this old wolf, it has been very much an emotional roller coaster and a hell of a wild ride. All right, my furry friends. The number one thing that I have learned about being a furry YouTuber after becoming a furry YouTuber is actually how rewarding it is. Because yes, it takes a lot of time and energy and editing and all of that stuff, but it is incredibly rewarding. I have to say that, when I went to my first furry convention, which was Furlandia 2025, I really was not prepared for how many of you that knew me from YouTube would come up to me at the convention and say hi and get hugs and take pictures and all of that stuff. That actually just kind of blew me away. But it also made my first furry convention like one of the best weekends of my life. I loved meeting all of you so much. And that is why I am continuing to do this, honestly, because of the response I've gotten from my viewership and from the fandom. Thank you, everybody, so much. I do not even know what to say. And yes, I know my channel is still small, but to this old wolf, the fact that I have this many people watching and commenting and liking, I don't even know what to say. I am blown away. Thank you so much. If I could hug you through the YouTube, I would. So just imagine we're having a group hug here. All right, well, that's pretty much all I have for this one. Just a couple of things. I am going to be at the Furlandia Summer Barbecue on July 6th. That is the next place you will see me. And after that, I will be at Furvana in September. All right, so hope to see you there. Stay wolfy, boys.